So very warm good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Economic Times, I welcome all of you to this amazing event. I'm Mohini, your host of the day. We are delighted to have you all here at ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit, Economic Times initiative to enable future-ready MSMEs to drive India's vision of becoming a global powerhouse. After 3 successful editions in the cities of Ahmedabad, Gujarat, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and Hyderabad, Telangana, the Economic Times is here in Indore to dwell into the dynamic world of Madhya Pradesh's ecosystem and highlights its significance in shaping India's economic landscape. The Indore edition of the ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit is brought to you by the Economic Times in partnership with Adobe as Gold Partner, MCX as Awareness Partner, and LG as Exhibitor Partner. Once again, a very warm welcome to all our speakers, the audience, and our partners. And with that, we would now like to kick off by sharing with you a special message from our keynote speaker, Mr. P. Narahari, IAS Secretary of MSME Ministry in the Madhya Pradesh Government, who has played an important role in shaping the MSME landscape in Madhya Pradesh. In his video message to all the MSMEs and industry leaders gathered here today, Mr. Narahari will share the government's blueprint for enabling ease of doing business for MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh. Can we have the video, please?
सभी को नमस्कार। मैं पी नरहरी, सचिव एवं आयुक्त एमएसएमई विभाग मध्य प्रदेश शासन। मध्य प्रदेश शासन एमएसएमई विभाग के लिए एमएसएमई के क्षेत्र में एमएसएमई विभाग की ओर से अनेक ऐसे गतिविधियां किया है जो एमएसएमईज के ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट में कारगर साबित हो रहे हैं। We are very happy to say that our policies of Madhya Pradesh pertaining to MSMEs are extremely dynamic in nature. And our MSME policy of 2021 and MSME land allotment rules of 2021 have been extremely useful for the MSMEs. Land allotment process has been simplified, and land allotment, wherever we have lands, plots available with us in Madhya Pradesh, we have made it simple in the sense an application process is done online and through a transparent way, and it's first come first serve basis. बहुत ही आसान लैंड अलॉटमेंट तरीका बनाया गया है और हमारे औद्योगिक क्षेत्रों में लैंड अलॉटमेंट पूरे प्रदेश भर में हम प्रति माह एक बार खोलते हैं और एप्लीकेशंस लेते हैं और पहले प्रथम पाव पद्धति के माध्यम से हम लैंड अलॉट करते हैं। हमारा जो एमएसएमई इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रमोशन पॉलिसी है ये भी बहुत ही सरल है और हमने इस पॉलिसी के माध्यम से एमएसएमईज जो अपने आप को स्थापित कर रहे हैं, चाहे वो खुद के जमीन पे हो या सरकारी जमीन पे, हम उन्हें 40% तक सब्सिडी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रमोशन असिस्टेंस उपलब्ध कराते हैं। मेरा सभी एमएसएमईज जो स्थापित करना चाहते हैं, आपसे अनुरोध है कि हमारे इस एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस को भी अब हमने ऑनलाइन कर दिया है। जो भी इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रमोशन असिस्टेंस आपको चाहिए, आप हमारे एमएसएमई पोर्टल पर जाकर एप्लीकेशन दे सकते हैं और डिस्ट्रिक्ट इंडस्ट्री सेंटर डीआईसी के द्वारा इन एप्लीकेशंस को डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर जो एप्लीकेशंस 10 करोड़ तक के हैं उन्हें डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल तक ही उसका स्वीकृत करते हैं और 10 से लेके 50 करोड़ के जो एप्लीकेशंस हैं वो डायरेक्टरेट लेवल पर उनका परीक्षण किया जाकर उन्हें स्वीकृत किया जाने का कार्रवाई किया जाता है। न केवल एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस बल्कि अब हमने जो भी सब्सिडी या फिर इन्वेस्टमेंट प्रमोशन हमें जारी करना है उसको बहुत सरल करते हुए अब हम उस प्रोसेस को भी ऑनलाइन करने की कार्रवाई की ओर चल रहे हैं। डीबीटी की प्रोसेस के अंतर्गत हम डायरेक्ट वो राशि MSMEs के अकाउंट में डालने की प्रक्रिया बहुत जल्दी प्रारंभ करने वाले हैं। तो जैसे मैंने कहा है कि our policies are extremely dynamic in nature, our processes are simplified, our application processes have been simplified to the extent that now entire applications and also receiving of investment promotion and subsidies have been made online. We continuously interact with all the stakeholders pertaining to MSME industry. We discuss with MSME units. We continuously discuss with the industry associations if we need to make any changes in our policies and programs, and accordingly we try to ensure that MSMEs don't have any problem pertaining to receiving of investment promotion assistance or the land allotment related issues. More importantly, we are also working on trying to see to it that our ease of doing business pertaining to MSMEs is extremely cordial. Our ease of doing business, whatever factors which can improve our ease of doing business, we are trying to ensure we simplify them, we make them accessible, and the application processes also are simplified. Apart from this, in order to establish more MSMEs in the area of manufacturing, production, in the service sector, in the businesses sector, we have come up with Mukhyamantri Udyam Kranti Yojana. Apart from Mukhyamantri Udyam Kranti Yojana, the SC, ST and OBC departments also have come up with their own schemes pertaining to establishment of businesses and MSME units. इस योजना के अंतर्गत हम लोग 50,000 से लेके 50 लाख तक के लोन जो भी बैंकों के माध्यम से लिया जाता है उसमें 3% हम इंटरेस्ट सबवेंशन देते हैं। और हमें बताते हुए खुशी है कि इस पर्टिकुलर स्कीम के अंतर्गत भी चाहे वो जनरल या SC ST या OBC के लिए हो, सभी स्कीम्स के अंतर्गत एक सिंगल पोर्टल, समस्त पोर्टल का नाम समस्त पोर्टल है। सभी बैंक्स इन आवेदनों को सीधा स्वीकार करते हैं और सभी बैंक्स हमारे इस समस्त पोर्टल के माध्यम से ही सभी एप्लीकेशंस को देखते हुए उनको स्वीकृत करते हैं। अगर अस्वीकृत भी करना है तो आप इस पोर्टल के माध्यम से ही किया जाता है। तो मेरा रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि जो भी युवा, जो भी उद्यमी अपना उद्यम लगाना चाहते हैं, अपना बिजनेस या सर्विस से रिलेटेड एंटिटी प्रारंभ करना चाहते हैं और उन्हें उद्यम क्रांति योजना के अंतर्गत लाभ लेना है, तो वो हमारे समस्त पोर्टल के माध्यम से किसी MP ऑनलाइन सेंटर हो या स्वयं किसी भी जगह बैठकर इस पोर्टल को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं और अपना एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस को पूरा ही ऑनलाइन करना है और आपको किसी भी बैंक पर जाने की आवश्यकता है, ना ही किसी DIC सेंटर पे आपको जाने की आवश्यकता है। इसके अलावा हम लोग हर महीने रोजगार दिवस एक कार्यक्रम करते हैं और इस रोजगार दिवस के माध्यम से ग्रामीण विकास, अर्बन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, SC ST OBC माइनॉरिटीज से रिलेटेड डिपार्टमेंट्स या मुद्रा योजना जैसे बैंकों से संबंधित योजनाएं हो, प्रधानमंत्री एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी प्रोग्राम PMEGP हो, इस तरह के जितने भी फ्लैगशिप प्रोग्राम्स हैं गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया के और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के जो बैंकों के माध्यम से रोजगार और स्वरोजगार के क्षेत्र में काम लाभ दिलाते हैं, हमने इन सभी स्कीम्स को एक अम्ब्रेला के नीचे लाकर रोजगार दिवस एक प्रोग्राम हर महीने हम लोग करते हैं और जितने भी एप्लीकेशंस बैंकों में उस महीने में रिसीव हुए हैं उनको क्लियर कराना और हर महीने इस रोजगार दिवस कार्यक्रम के माध्यम से एक साथ इन एप्लीकेशंस को स्वीकृत करना और विभिन्न योजनाओं के अंतर्गत जो सब्सिडियां, जो भी कंसेशंस दिए जाते हैं वो हम इस रोजगार दिवस के माध्यम से हम कराने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं। आज मध्य प्रदेश शासन युवाओं के लिए, उद्यमियों के लिए, नवीन उद्यमियों के लिए, उद्योग लगाने वाले जितने भी लोग हैं, अपना स्वयं के पैरों पे खड़े होने के लिए रोजगार स्वरोजगार के माध्यम से जो काम करना चाहते हैं और दूसरों को रोजगार उपलब्ध कराना चाहते हैं, उन सब के लिए एमएसएमई विभाग प्रतिबद्ध है। और हम लगातार हमारे इन योजनाओं के माध्यम से, हमारे इन गतिविधियों के माध्यम से, हमारे इन कार्यक्रमों के माध्यम से हम ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के माध्यम से बेहतर सुविधाएं देने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं और इस तरह के कार्यक्रम हम करते रहेंगे। और मुख्य रूप से हम फीडबैक मैकेनिज्म को स्ट्रेंथन कर रहे हैं, जिससे हमारे इन फीडबैक मैकेनिज्म के माध्यम से हम और बेहतर योजनाएं कैसे बनाएं, बेहतर नीतियों का निर्माण कैसे करें, जिससे एमएसएमई के क्षेत्र में हम उत्तरोत्तर और बेहतर प्रगति करें। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि ईटी एमएसएमई रीजनल समिट निश्चित ही अपने उद्देश्यों को पूर्ति करेगा और एमएसएमई के क्षेत्र में और बढ़ोतरी के लिए प्रयास करेगा। बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। धन्यवाद।
Innovation in supply chain, getting SMBs to increase operational efficiencies. Talk to us a little bit about the products and the services that you have and the kind of impact that you've been able to create with your business.
Good morning. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here to share the story and share the learnings of building a company from a city like Indore. So I run a company called Shop Kirana, and I'm sure like 90% of the people don't even know what Shop Kirana do. So I'll share very briefly. So we are a B2B platform. We connect mom and pop stores directly with FMCG brands like Unilever, ITC, P&G. We have seen a lot of Kirana stores in this country, and there are 10 million plus Kirana stores in this country. 90% of the market is still unorganized. There's a saying that the whole world is going online, but believe me, less than 2% of the transactions happen online in India retail. Still like 90% happens in offline. And I always say that no matter where you are sitting in this country or where you are standing, within 10 minutes of walking outside, you'll find one Kirana stores. And these are the oldest business owner of this country. And they are the most non-tech savvy people also of this country. So idea came around 9 years back when we realized it's a very interesting story. So I run this company with two beautiful people like Sumit and Deepak. These are my partners. Deepak belongs to a very small village called Semli Rupa, and less than 50 families live there. People don't even know. I mean, when you Google Semli Rupa, it's kind of very interesting. It's a very small village. His father runs Kirana store. There is one Kirana store in Semli Rupa, and he saw his father traveling for 20 years or 25 years to the nearby town to buy products for the village. And then he wrote GATE, became gold medalist, #1 India ranking, joined P&G. And P&G is the fastest growing FMCG company. And he was responsible for a product called Tide, right? And he was responsible how to manufacture the product called Tide and then supply across Pan India at Kirana stores. And he realized that, my father is not able to reach to that brand, and that brand is also not able to reach to my father. And there are 10 million such Kirana stores in this country. Can someone connect both the parties on a single platform? I have a very simple idea. It's not very fancy, but the beauty about this idea is this is a very innovative idea. I mean, you cannot copy and paste this idea from US or developed nation. They don't have Kirana stores, so you have to really identify the problem. There's a very big fundamental problem at Kirana stores. So I'm sure we have seen a lot of Kirana stores in the country, right? They don't operate, they don't have computer system at the right. They don't even use calculator, right? You just go, you just give the money, take the products and get back. A lot of startups started solving pain problem for Kirana stores. We have also realized there are a lot of problems. There's an inventory problem. There's no digitalization at the retail stores. That retail store like know me by my name, but if I don't show up at that retail stores, he has like, I mean, they don't have any technology to get back to me, right? I mean, when I walk into a company like Walmart, and if I don't show up in Walmart in next 15 days, I get 15 SMS, right? But what about the Kirana stores? So they lack technology, they lack upskilling skill set, they lack the cross-selling. And I realized that what really happened, that Kirana stores become availability stores instead of like sales stores, right? Uh, Instead of going very fancy with the problem, we realized what was the biggest problem. And the biggest problem of Kirana stores today, procurement problem. I mean, still they are sourcing from that unorganized distribution system. And that unorganized distribution system goes to retail stores once in a week. So they don't have people like us can buy anything online and can get it delivered within next 24 to 48 hours. But people like Kirana stores who are buying for 100 plus families, they don't have this luxury. So we started a very easy to use mobile platform that with a very simple thought process that every brand, every retail stores every day. And so we became kind of like a big basket or Amazon for Kirana stores.
All right. How has it played out on the ground? Talk to us about the impact that it's generated ever since, you started with Shop Kirana.
So again, it's a very funny thing because 9 years back when we started up, we had to convince the world that, yep, retailer will give online orders, right? I mean, we are talking about the 9 years back. Today, the 25% of the market have shifted online, which is kind of like very big market. I'm talking about the $700 billion of transactions. I mean, a city like, where we are sitting, there are 350 crores of transactions flows every month in Indore in FMCG segment, right? And it's a very big market. Like it's a like, I can't imagine like any big market, a bigger market than like this FMCG and India retail and all. So what the impact like really happened now, because so there's two problems, one from the brand side and one from the retailer side, right? So the problem from the retailer side is, can they buy anything online and can they buy whenever they want, right? And because of Shop Kirana, and I feel very proud to say this, before Shop Kirana, if retailer had to buy a product called Parle, they had to wait at least a week for a sales executive to show up at his retail stores who can take an order on a piece of a paper, and that order goes to the brand, distributor, and that distributor is going to deliver. So Parle guy comes on Monday, Britannia guy comes on Tuesday, Unilever guy comes on Thursday. So it happens like this, right? And they cannot go every day because of like average order size of the business and all. We said, this is wrong. Can we create that organization where retailers can give order any point of time? So why they have to wait for 7 days? If the stock gets out, if the stock if there is no inventory at the retail stores, why they have to wait for 7 days? Why they have to shut down their shop and go to the wholesale market to buy their product, right? This is one of the biggest impact which we have created because of Shop Kirana, now retailers are able to give an order at 2 o'clock in the morning, which was never before. Because of Shop Kirana, now retailers can give all brands order on a single platform, which was again a dream for retailers, right? Because of Shop Kirana, see, I mean, if we open any modern retail stores today also, right, we have no idea whom to connect to buy the products, right? I mean, we don't know who are the authorized distributors of companies like ITC and PNG and blah, blah, blah. But because like now people are like a platform like Shop Kirana, they just have to download within 3 minutes. They're able to buy the best pricing and like all the ranges. From the brand's perspective, see what happens if a company like PNG, if they want to launch a product, it takes 3 to 4 months to launch a product because again, there are many layers. It happens offline. They place that product like at the retail stores, any scheme, any promotion, any kind of a messages. A company like PNG, Unilever wants to tell to the world of Kirana stores, they have to rely on this offline modes, right? Which is not easy to track. They have no idea that sales executive is really sharing that brand's philosophy, is really sharing that like schemes with the retailers, is really sharing that message. But because of Shop Kirana, now both the parties are connected on a single platform. So we reduced that timeline from 3 months to 3 hours. So because of Shop Kirana, brands are able to launch a product like overnight, like across like all 1 lakh retail stores. I think this is one of the biggest, because now this platform can help millions of entrepreneurs. I mean, we have seen many local brands, right? I mean, in every city, there are local brands. They control the market in that local territory, but they cannot scale because they don't know how to scale, because scaling is a very different problem. But because of Shop Kirana, now small brands are able to scale. Because if one market shareholder of a product called, let's say, oil in Indore, now, because like they are selling on platform, and now we are available into 15 cities, so it's just plug and play model for them. So
Right.
because we take care of all the like distribution scalability for those brands.
So businesses helping businesses, and also brands
Yep.
being able to, succeed in smaller
Exactly.
markets where otherwise they would take a lot of time. So talk to us a little bit about that go-to-market strategy, where you say that brands can actually come in and, within 3 months, have 10% of the market share. How does that exactly work?
So, so we work with many competition. Like there are a lot of competitors, and I always say the competitors. Majorly, the competition is on media. It's not on ground. And I love this philosophy of my partner that I mean, he don't. I mean, he hate to come second in life. Like he's like either I go back to my home, or like I want like number 1 rank, right? So we created this philosophy that we want to become the market shareholders, right? And today I feel proud to say that we control 10% of the category market share. I mean, if people from MP, if by any chance if you use a product called Clinic Plus, right, a shampoo, there's a 70 to 75% probability that Clinic Plus came by us. We control 5% market share across Pan India, like of a product called Fair and Lovely, right? How this really happened? Because we came up with this thought process that can we create a thought process and can we create a company which control a category market share, not the brand's market share. See, if I control 20% of the like market share of a company like Unilever, it's a very scary for them. I mean, I might get banned from the balance sheet, that because like one party cannot control like that much of a of the balance sheet, right? But we said, okay, what about the category? So if
Right.
if I sell categories and if I control the 10% market share of that category, then I become a very important player. So now retailers cannot live without me, and brands also cannot live without me. So we started like creating this market share. So first we started with biscuit category. We control 15% of the market share of biscuit category. Then we started with toiletries. Then we started with personal care. Then we started with home care, and all these things. So now we have like a lot of categories, and we control like minimum 10% of the category market share. How it helps brands? Because see, there's a perception in retailers' mindset, and the perception is every retailer in this country, how they operate. Every morning they call 5 to 10 different people to get the best pricing for one particular product, right? So for an example, Ram Kirana is going to like call some Sharma ji to ask कि यार आज तेल का भाव क्या चल रहा है, right? And even in wholesale market also there is a perception, right, कि यहाँ पे साबुनें अच्छी मिलती है, pricing अच्छा मिलता है. So we said कि we have to create this perception into the retailer's mind. And that perception is going to come obviously from the perception items, which comes at the like dramatically low prices, and the range of the products. And also how it's helping brands also, because now if we control 10% of the category of a product, like a category like biscuits, any biscuit brand which enter into our territories, they know they cannot live without us, because we control the 10% market share, because there are thousands of people are buying biscuits on a platform, and all the range and all the brands of the biscuits are available on the platform. So if any brand list on the platform as a biscuit in the biscuit category, within 3 months, they are able to capture a very big chunk of a market share, which take years for brands to really reach to the like retail store. How it's helping? Obviously, like it's helping a big organizations like Unilever and ITC and all. But I would say this is more relevant and like it's more beneficial for a new age company. So for an example, so we have seen D2C brands, right? So there are a lot of D2C brands, and what's happening with the D2C brands also, after clocking 100 to 150 crore of a revenue like online, see, there's no growth there. I mean, we buy everything. I mean, I'm sure like everyone sitting here buy a lot of things online, but tell me how many in how many months you continue buying ration online from all these companies, right? It's impossible, because like that, for me, it doesn't make a business sense when I want to buy a soap or a cream and someone from a Bangalore warehouse picks up that shaving cream and deliver that shaving cream from Bangalore to Indore, when that same product is available within 1 kilometer of a radius, right? So what's really happening? So we need to connect like the infrastructure. We need to connect instead of creating the more infrastructure. I believe India is a land of like we have a lot of infrastructure, but we fail to connect that infrastructure. We fail to connect that inventory. We fail to connect like every stakeholder in the like into the single platform. And I think this is the biggest challenge. Now, like D2C brands, for new age generation brands, it's a plug and play model.
Right.
So they like plug into a like ecosystem, they plug into a like platform, and like within no time they're able to capture that market share. They're able to, and I'm not saying that every brand gets success. In the same way, not every brand gets success on Amazon. So Amazon gives the same tool to everyone, right? And someone creates a 1,000 crore company from Amazon, and someone struggle to sell like 100 crores of a business also in Amazon. I think it's about like creating the right tools and right platform, and then creating that kind of a playbook, and then giving out that playbook to all this like new age generation brands.
You know, right at the beginning, you mentioned that, you know, when you look at a mom and pop store, right, the Kirana store next to your house, they don't have a calculator, they might not even have a computer. You know, the things that these very small businesses lack is essentially access to digital technology and access to manpower, and of course money, right, which is what a lot of these big brands, a lot of these big businesses have. You know, when they don't have that, you know, just that very basic, which is needed for them to compete, you know, how realistic is it to assume that, you know, digital solutions, that they will be able to adopt and adapt digital solutions?
It's a very far-fetched, I would say. It's going to like take a lot of decades to convince retail stores to convert the whole store into like technology. But I also feel at the same time it's not really required at this moment. What's really required? Let's identify the biggest problem. The biggest problem for the Kirana store is to buy products. The biggest problem for Kirana store, I mean, people are consuming a product called sugar cosmetic, right? So people are buying that product. People are buying.
I wanted to understand, how do they place that order to you?
So they place on like very easy to use mobile application, because of I think I'm thankful to Jio, like what they did in this country. I mean because I still I mean I like the data became like so like super cheap. I mean I know like 9 years back we were giving out SIMs to like retailers that okay, this is the internet and we are going to like recharge.
The application is on their mobile phone.
Yeah, it's a very easy to use mobile. It's a normal application. That's it. So for us, it's a like for retailer, it's just a like very. I mean, it's kind of an Amazon application. That's it. Retailer buy from that Amazon application. But the biggest problem for the retailers, what they have to change, right? They have to change they have to change according to the demand, right? So today, I mean, when you look back, 15 years back, there were only 20 types of biscuits were available. Today there are 250 types of biscuits are available. So demand is there, right? So people are like changing their habits, people are changing behavior. But because of not having the distribution system, those brands are not able to reach to Kirana stores. Even if the retailer wants, he don't know where to buy Bombay shaving cream when the customer is coming there and buying. And Bombay shaving cream is also don't have like that capability to create that large distribution system the way Unilever can do. Yeah. I think this is the biggest change which they have to like adopt, and that's how they are adopting, so that they can keep a new generation brands into their Kirana stores. I think on top of that, then there's a like POS system is going to happen. There's a smart inventory system is going to happen. I feel it's gonna take years, not really required at this stage. I mean, I'll tell you one example. Around 8 years back, we converted one Kirana stores into a modern Kirana stores. We still own that like Kirana stores because we realized we have to become a Kirana stores to understand the problem of a Kirana stores, right? And we converted everything on technology. We still own that trademark. We still own that retail store. And we called it Need Square, right? Uh, Within 3 months, we realized this is not going to happen at least for 20 years, what we are like imagining.
So much ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Because, see, you go to a kirana stores, you buy a 1 rupees chewing gum. I mean, the amount of time it takes to punch that 1 rupees,
Into the
create a
entire
bill,
digital system.
it's inefficient, right? It's not really required, right? I mean, within 3 seconds, you can go and you can get out. But because of like having like billing system, because someone wants that data and they want to like give POS system as free because they can crawl that data, retailers don't want that. Right? So the problem of retailer is not that I want to digitalize my whole shop. The problem of retailer is how to buy the product at the best price available in the market. How to buy the product without leaving my stores because it's unorganized. They don't have like manpower.
And how to give the customer the widest choice.
How to give the range, right? How to keep in a smart inventory. So instead of keeping a stock of like 5 rupees Parle Ji in just one shelf, can I keep 20 different types of biscuits like in my shelf? Because someone can give me biscuits every single day instead of waiting for the 7 days. I think these are the big changes which is happening at the retail stores.
You know, the other thing is that if SMBs, you know, these mom and pop retail stores have to scale, then essentially, you know, they have now seen the power of digitization, you know, platformization, the power of an Amazon, right? The power of you know, Reliance Retail, whatever, you know, so many others. And the fact that there is an omni-channel requirement of business. Do you think that has seeped in as far as the Kirana stores go, you know, from your vantage in the areas where you work with them?
Not because of a like e-commerce platform, but because of someone opening a smart modern retail stores into their territory, it changes the demand. It changes the structure, right? So for an example, if there are 10 kirana stores in like, let's say like 500 meter of a radius, and one guy opens up a modern retail stores, everyone moves to the modern retail stores because now it's a walk-in. Retailers need to change their infrastructure into the walk-in infrastructure instead of worrying about the online channels and all, because see, that behavior is not going to change. And it makes it like, when you go on Amazon today, you cannot buy a 1 rupee shampoo sachet. हिंदुस्तान में 2,500 करोड़ का शैम्पू बिकता है. And out of 2,500 crores, 2,000 crore comes from 1 or 2 rupee sachet. No online channels, no modern retail can sell because it doesn't make a business sense. It's not business viable. You'll not find that shampoo at DMart. You'll not find that shampoo in Amazon. It's not at all possible. You'll find only at the kirana stores. So the demand, the consumption of India is totally different. And all these people need to understand that I need to work according to the demand of the like real India, not according to the fancy, right? I mean, buying a 70 rupees soap is okay. I mean, there's like beautiful products out there, companies are creating, but try to understand. Yeah, but try to understand 80% of the market, 80% of this FMCG market in soap comes from 20 rupees of a soap, right? No brands, no D2C brands can make 20 rupees soap and still be profitable. A company like Godrej can make, right? Because they know the power of distribution, they know the power of the kirana stores. Even if that 20 rupees soap, if modern retail wants to sell, it doesn't make a profit for them because like it's a large infrastructure. It comes with a heavy cost. And that's why I'm a very big believer that, yep, the retailer is going to change themselves. Someone needs to change them, but they don't need to change a lot. They have to keep it there. They don't have to like invest a lot in the infrastructure. That's it. It's a good infrastructure. 150, 200 square feet shop it's fine. That's it. Because I'm not going to travel 1 kilometer to buy something, right? Because it's available everywhere. So what happens with the one particular location, that the demand is going to always going to like have a top line. That's it. It's never going to be infinitely going crazy with the growth, right? And it's a reality. But when you compound the demand of like millions of retail stores, then that's what like game changes for the whole ecosystem.
All right. You know, this is now my last question to you. Talk to us about, you know, the disruption or the innovation that you see in pop stores. That's one part of the question. And second, what's next for Shop Kirana?
I would say we are living in one of the best time in this country, where I feel starting a business is super easy. super, super duper easy. But building a business requires the same courage which our great grandfather used to have. And I think people miss in that philosophy that see, starting a business is super easy, but building a business is crazy hard. I mean, we know, like, it took us like 9 years to be like able to like create that kind of an impact and all. The second and then I also believe there's a lot of innovation which is like really going to require. uh, when we started up, we came up with three philosophy. The first philosophy, we came up with three strategies. The first strategy was build massive network in this country, and the network of retailers and network of brands. And then the second strategy was build technology which can connect this network. So first, we created a massive network. Second, we created a technology which is connected with this network. And third is kind of a game changer. Build brands by using the technology and the network which you created in the first place. So just imagine if Unilever today open up its supply chain for everyone out the world. So they can create a lot of brands. They can help a lot of entrepreneurs, right? And I feel that's the most inefficient system in this country, that every brand needs to create the same infrastructure.
Just for themselves, instead of
Just for
collaborating.
themselves, right? What we said, okay, let's create the same infrastructure of Unilever, but
Let's create it for all brands.
can I give the same infrastructure of Unilever to a new age brand, right? And I don't want to build brands in every segment, because that's not our DNA. I feel someone wants to build a soap brand, they should be passionate about building a soap brand. But can we create that kind of a playbook to help them? This is the third thing which we are focusing on, like, as of now. And for the same thought process, around 3 years back, we thought we first need to learn how to build brands so that we can tell people how to build brands. So we created a brand called Kisan Kirana. We used our own platform. We had like our like failures and learning, but that brand is today available only in 7 cities, available only at Kirana stores, and available only on our platform. The brand is doing 100 crores a year, only from 7 cities within 3 years. And this is the fastest growing brand. So now we created that playbook, and now we are giving this playbook to every other D2C players out there, so that, I mean, they have to be at Kirana stores if they want to like survive for the next 50 years, I feel.
All right,
Yeah.
be at Kirana stores. Thank you so very much, Tanu
Thank you
Tejas
so
Saraswat,
much.
for your insights, and we wish you all the success.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Hello everyone, I am Kate Kiristogi from Adobe. I'm a solution consultant with them, and I specialize with Document Cloud, a video that we just saw, how it helps to automate paperwork, right? So today I'm going to be talking about ease of doing business with Adobe Document Cloud. In today's day and age, digital documents are the new currency of your business. Digital engagements are digital first. Now you may say the market has really opened up after COVID, right? We're having a lot more one-to-one meetings. You're going about meeting your customers, your vendors, and you have these face-to-face meetings. And even today, we are meeting each other with each other here. But whenever you conduct these meetings, there's generally a digital footprint that you leave behind. You're asked to submit a paper asset or a document over email. Please send us your business value proposition over email, send us a proposal. And you're communicating with each other using these documents. And the experience that you create with your ecosystem, with your customers, with your vendors, is everything that matters to make your business a little bit stronger. And when you're communicating with each other on these documents, it's really important to ensure that these documents that you're communicating with are secured and compliant to the nature of your business. And of course, being owners of SMB businesses here, you have employees and workers who are working from everywhere in a hybrid structure. At times, they are working from home. At times, they're working from the office. At times, they're working from the customer place or the place of the vendor. And they need to have access to technology that can be made available to them to edit that particular contract or that proposal where they want to do it. And of course, while creating your business, you need to be sustainable and ensure that there is social governance in place. Now let's talk about why are we talking about documents and why is there a huge focus and why should you as members of medium-sized businesses or small-sized businesses even think about the power that a document has just by the sheer volumes. When you look at the first number, there's a trillion. There are a trillion PDF that exist in this world. Around 320 billion PDFs were opened or created using Acrobat products. According to certain surveys that have been done, we have found out that 85% of SMBs are now investing in digital tools to ensure that they can enhance their own productivity. Also, 20% of the searches that are made on Google, so if someone is actually searching for your brand and what you're doing, they're actually looking at the PDFs and the documents that you have created on your website and reading through that about your business. Also, when you're signing contracts or onboarding a new employee and having them sign that offer letter, you can reduce the turnaround time just by having an e-signature solution implemented by around 80%. And 75% of small and micro business owners are actually using Acrobat Reader or Acrobat technologies to go through the document. So when you look at these statistics, you understand that documents are everywhere in your organization. Be it external documents like sales documents, marketing documents, or legal documents that are going outside your organization. Those are one. You also have documents that are innate to you, right? That are taking care of the business on the inside. These are HR-related documents, supply chain documents, procurement documents that you need to store for a long time. And not only store them in a way that 10 years later, when you're looking at this document, you should be able to figure out what it had to say or what was the contract that was signed. And any document, when you talk about a PDF, actually has 3 layers. It has a presentation layer that tells you, okay, this is the document as is. It also has a data layer that actually allows you to extract details from that document. And the third layer is the manipulations that you can make, the fact that you can search on it, edit that document, do stuff with that document. So to manage all of these documents in your workflow, you need to create a framework or a workflow to ensure that the information that is there in these documents is available to the entire organization, and there are actions that the individuals can take while they are reading the content of the document. And this workflow that you create, to create a document, collaborate on it, analyze the content, archive these documents, is super important in all of its stages. So at the time when you're creating the document, you need to ensure that this is compliant and a secure document and should be created with an ease. So if your employee is using Microsoft Word, they should be able to kind of save it as a PDF the way they want to. Or they're using Google platform, they should be able to convert it into a PDF. Or when they're collaborating, they have the right infrastructure to talk to each other, right? And once you have that, being in SMB business, you could be at various levels of digitization of documents. You could be at a modern PDF infrastructure. I think all of us are there, wherein now if someone asks us for a proposal or a contract, we send it, we email that particular document to them. So we are already on the modern PDF infrastructure phase, wherein again, Adobe and Adobe products can help you out to create these documents and send them across. The next level would be to have an integrated infrastructure wherein these documents are getting created at the source, at the productivity tools of your choice. So if you're in Word or you're creating these documents in an HRMS solutions, they should be created and sent out for signing from there itself. And then you can build up, workflow automation and actually have an entire digital transformation story. And with Adobe, with this particular product suite, we can help you through with this journey, right? It's a fairly simple product which has 4 things, wherein we have the desktop application which everybody is aware of. We also have an e-signature solution that helps you sign the documents. And then document services that helps you mass manipulate documents. So suppose you have, say, 2,000 contracts that have been signed in the last 10 years, and these are paper-based contracts that you want to now do an optical recognition on, scan them so that they are indexed and searchable for future use. We can help you with that. And all of these 3 technologies can be accessed from platforms of your choice. So we have an integration ecosystem as well. So as you grow and you take on, an HRMS solution, a human resource management solution, or an ERP solution, or a CRM solution, we do have certain ready integrations that you can utilize to use our products from those systems as well. So how will this help you? So at the end of the day, when you put this particular document infrastructure in place, you can ensure that the documents that are getting created are secured, they are compliant to the nature of the industry that you belong to. They're also accessible. So I was reading today itself, actually 4% population here in India is differently enabled. And when you're communicating with people, you need to be conscious about their abilities, or different abilities as we like to call them now, and need to ensure that the documents that you give them are readable for them. And also, while you do all of this, you need to ensure that your employees and the customers have a good experience to enhance productivity and collaboration, and also interoperability with other platforms that you may have in your organization. So this was a good talk, right? But how do we help you in the baseline? What impact or what digitization have we done on the ground? And these are 3 workflows that we have helped certain businesses with. So the first workflow that I'm going to talk about is the offer letter process. Now, of course, you would have people coming in, joining your organization, and you would be generating offer letters for them. You're printing them out, signing them, scanning them, then emailing it to the candidate. The candidate also reads his email, again has to print it out, sign this particular document, scan it, and email it back. And then this is uploaded and stored in a single source of truth or a database that you may have. Now, of course, the endpoints could also be an HRMS solution, and we do have those kind of integrations as well. But this particular process has 11 steps, takes over 10 days with 7 manual interventions. How can we change this? If you were to use Adobe technologies, you could just generate the document. You could set up templates with us. We can help you generate pixel perfect documents that then you can send it to the candidate for them to sign it. They can sign it online via their emails, and then this data automatically comes back to you and is automatically stored in the database of your choice. So basically, this 9-step or 10-step process got reduced to a simple 4-step without any manual intervention. Let's take this settlement workflow. This was done for a bank, and in this, the customer came in and they went to their portal and they updated that they confirmed that they have done the settlement and things need to be proceeded. So then this email or this information travels back to the collection agent, who again has to log in into the system. A field agent gets that information and then has to travel to the customer's place, get certain documents signed. And then again, he has to come back, update the collection agent, who in turn needs to kind of update the internal system that yes, the settlement has been done. And this entire process takes around 3 months, and again has total of 9 steps, out of which 7 are manual. If you would have used, or if they can use Adobe technologies in the system, what will happen is the customer just comes to the utility, sends an update there, collection agent pushes that sheet into a system, and we can help in sending emails to the candidates or even SMSs, so that the person can then sign and send that information back that yes, they've made the payment, everything is all clear, and automatically in the back end, the database will get updated with that particular information. So again, a process that took 3 months with 7 manual interventions could take a few days with fewer manual interventions. Similarly, we designed a solution for life sciences company who were having patient intake forms, and we digitized the solution to ensure that there were lower touch points, right? So again, a 9-step process got to a bare bone 5-step process. So this is how we help companies on the ground, move their business a little bit faster. So let's look at some numbers, that what these solving for these challenges, and these are just 3 challenges talking about the diversity of use cases that Adobe can support and help you with. But let's look at some numbers of what our customer experience actually looks like. So what we have seen is there is collaborative customer and employee experience. There is a 30% increase in transaction speed, 48% better employee experience. Also with intelligent and integrated document workflows, there is a 12% increase in efficiency. And there's also an improvement in the ROI and compliance. So with using Adobe Acrobat Sign, people have seen an ROI of around 519%, and also are more compliant to the nature of their business, which is really important for especially companies dealing in finance structure or pharmaceutical companies that we can help with. And it's not just them, right? We have a gamut, if not 100,000s of customers who are using our products today to function like a well-oiled machine that they are. With that, the only thing that I want to leave you with today is this, that Adobe Document Cloud can help support all your document requirements in a way that your documents are secured and compliant, while ensuring that both your customers and employee have a great experience while creating and managing them. So that's it, and thank you. Thank you for listening to me.
Hello everyone, I am Vinod Vyas, Deputy General Manager, National Small Industries Corporation, NSIC. Today we'll discuss about how NSIC is helping for MSME sector. As you all know that MSME sector is a backbone of Indian economy. There are 634 lakhs MSME exist in India. Out of this 630 MSMEs are micro. So 97% of our MSME sector occupied from micro sector, and 3.31 lakhs from small, and 0.05% from medium enterprise. In rural area we have 51% MSME, and in urban area we have 49% of MSME. So the presence, the contribution in GDP, the contribution in export, for these contribution of in export sector as well as in GDP of Indian GDP will definitely make MSME sector a backbone for Indian economy. Today I'll talk about how MSME is categorized. Recently the definition has been changed, and the new definition is, if micro enterprise, their investment in plant and machinery should not be more than 1 crore, and their turnover should not be 5 crore. For small enterprise, their investment in plant and machinery should not exceed 10 crores, and turnover should not exceed 50 crores. And medium enterprise, investment in plant and machinery should not exceed 50 crores, and turnover should not exceed 250 crores, as per the new definition. MSME registration or Udyam registration, Like, if you want to come into MSME fraternity, you need to have this registration. MSME registration can simply, you need to have your you need to have your Aadhaar number, and on the basis of that, it is like, very easy to get MSME registration by just like, clicking on www.udyamregistration.org site. I'll talk about two flagship schemes of Ministry of MSME. One is Prime Minister Employment Generation Program. The key objective of this program is to generate sustainable employment in Indian economy, in rural area as well as in urban area. And the key benefits are it is a credit link subsidy, which is ranging from 15 to 35% is given in this scheme. And for manufacturing sector, maximum you can avail 50 lakhs, and in service sector you can avail 20 lakhs. Beneficiary which are belong from special categories like ex-serviceman, women entrepreneur, from minority, SC and ST entrepreneur, the subsidy is 35% in rural areas and 25% in urban areas. Another scheme is Credit Guarantee Scheme for Micro and Small Enterprise, CGT MSME scheme. This is basically to encourage first generation entrepreneur for self-employment by giving them guarantee-free credit. Key benefits are it is guarantee-free credit up to 5 crores and third-party guarantee-free also and collateral-free also. Now I'll talk about NSIC, from which I belong to. NSIC is an Government of India enterprise under Ministry of MSME. We are working from 1955. From last 68 years, we are working in the space of MSME development. NSIC is continuously working to promote it and foster the growth of micro and small medium enterprise in the country. Our mission is to promote and support micro, small and medium enterprise sector by providing them integrated support services encompassing of marketing, finance and other technological services. Our vision is to become a premier organization fostering the growth of micro, small and medium enterprise sector. NSIC has designed a set of schemes which can help MSME sector in a big way. And we have categorized these schemes into marketing schemes, finance schemes, and technological support schemes. So first I'll talk about marketing schemes. As we all know that marketing is an integral part of any business. So NSIC is basically supporting MSME entrepreneurs in their marketing efforts. Some of the marketing schemes are, first one is single point registration scheme for government purchase. As we all know that government is the biggest buyer in our country. So if you want to participate in government buying process, then it is very easy and simple for you to just go for NSIC registration, because NSIC registration will ensure that public procurement policy for micro and small enterprises are as defined by Government of India are given to MSME sector, MSE sector. Some of the key benefits are issue of tender sets free of cost, exemption from waiver of earnest money deposit. In tender participation, if MSME is quoting price L1 plus 15, in that case, a portion of 25% is allowed to supply if MSE is quoting their price between the range of L1 to L1 plus 15%, and they are ready to reduce their price to L1. So a portion of 25% they can supply to the buyer department. As you all know that every central ministry, department or public sector companies has set an annual goal for procurement of 25% from MSE sector. From 1st April 2015, as per the Public Procurement Policy 2012. Also, there are 358 items are reserved for exclusive for SSI sector. So these items, you can only buy from micros and small enterprise. Next scheme is consortia and tender marketing scheme. As I have already mentioned that there are 97% of units are micro enterprise in nature. So for them, participating in government tender or large tenders is very difficult. So to support them, this scheme is designed. Under this scheme, we form group of consortia of micro and small units and then participate on their behalf for large tenders. Once we secure tenders, then we distribute these tender in the tune of their production capacity. Next scheme is Exhibition and Technology Fair. NSIC is participating in various national and international tender annually. Very selected, international and national and international exhibitions we are participating. So we are supporting MSME units to participate in these exhibition and fairs, national and internationally, by providing them discount or waiver in rentals. Next scheme is, we have talked about B2B portal, which NSIC has launched by the name of MSME Mart. Under this portal, there are a host of benefits which are provided. Some of the benefits are interactive database of buyers and sellers. Then you can create your own web page. There is the information of national and international tender on this website, and it can be provided on your email also. Centralized mail system, popular product section where you can go for any particular product if you want to choose. Unlimited global trade leads. There are 1,465 trade leads are available right now on this portal. Trust seal of NSIC, MSME web store, multiple language support, discussion board, call center support, all these supports are given under this scheme. ICT-enabled digital services for MSME. NSIC is offering ICT-enabled digital services to MSME sector. Some of the services are cloud software suite like ERP, finance and accounting software, supply chain, inventory and CRM, some of the sales and marketing solutions and other ICT services. Some of the benefits which MSMEs are getting out of these services are affordable prices, easily accessible and secure, automate process, less processing time, efficient use of limited resources, reduce complexity, special discount on getting the membership, scale up your business. Some of the software services which NSIC is providing to MSME sector are U-Books, adequate software services which are free for company whose annual turnover is less than 1.5 crore. Then cloud-based software suites, Zoho Books, Zoho Commerce, Zoho CRM, Zoho Inventory, and Zoho Workplace. Next is Sales and Marketing Solutions by Dun & Bradstreet, Global Sales Acceleration Solutions by DNB Hoover's, Risk Assessment Intelligence Platform by DNB Credit. Then, we have tied with Airtel for providing software and communication services, Airtel Corporate Postpaid Services, Cloud Communication Suite, Airtel Enterprise Internet, Internet Lease Line, one-stop digital solution for Airtel Office Internet. These are some of the ICT-enabled services which, NSIC is providing to MSME. Recently, NSIC has, launched a promotional program for corporates if they want to, give their ad on the MSME Mart portal. Then they can connect with more than 2 lakh MSME entrepreneurs on this portal. Who can take participate? All the corporate institution, event organizer, large corporate, PSUs and financial institute, they can give their ad on this portal and take benefit of having more than 2 lakhs MSMEs on this portal. Then NSIC, as I told you that we have marketing support services, then we have credit support services. First one is raw material assistance scheme. Under this scheme, NSIC is financing for raw material. If you want to purchase any kind of raw material, we have done tie-up with bulk manufacturers, and for procuring raw material also you can get finance. This is a short-term finance in nature. And other credit services, bank type schemes. You all know that from getting loan from bank is very difficult nowadays. So NSIC is partnering with all the national and international banks and providing financial solutions to MSME sector, not only helping them to prepare their documents, but we are following up till the sanction of loan under this scheme. Then there is a new scheme which recently launched, is machine and equipment selling scheme through aggregation of services. Under this scheme, NSIC has registered so many machine manufacturers under the umbrella of NSIC, and out of these impaneled machine manufacturers, you can buy your machine from those manufacturers at a very discounting price and assurance of NSIC. How to purchase your machine? Just need to give 10% of the machine value or 5,000, whichever is higher. And after that, you can make your payment, part payment, and then full payment after installation of your machine at your place. National SC/ST Hub. In 2016, our Honorable Prime Minister has started this scheme. Basically, the objective of this scheme is to, capacity enhancement in SC/ST entrepreneurs and promoting entrepreneurship culture among SC/ST population. The scheme was launched by our Honorable Prime Minister in 2016. Some of the key benefits of these schemes are how we are going to the people, how we are reaching to the SC/ST entrepreneurs through exhibition and trade fairs, through workshop, seminar and campaigns, capacity and skill development program, through various agencies. Right now, there are 13 offices of National SC/ST Hub in Ludhiana, Agra, Lucknow, Mumbai, Pune, Patna, Ranchi, Chennai, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Guwahati, Kolkata, Surat, Hyderabad, and Shillong. What we are doing? We are doing facilitation services in tender participation, bank loan facilitation, e-tendering facilitation workshop, special vendor development programs, awareness campaigns, vendor registration with CPSCs, and hand-holding support. Some of the benefits of this SC/ST Hub program are special credit linked capital subsidy scheme. Up to 25% subsidy is given on procurement of plant and machinery through institutional finance. Maximum subsidy is 25 lakhs. Without any restriction on sector or machines and technology. Other benefit is special marketing assistance scheme. Under this scheme, MSME entrepreneur can participate in any national and international exhibition and trade fair. In a year, they can participate 4 domestic exhibitions and 2 international exhibitions. at 100% free stall charges and other charges. Then assistance for registration under single point registration scheme. As I have already mentioned about this scheme in my previous slide, for registration in single point registration scheme, we are charging only 100 rupees from SC entrepreneur. Rest entire fees is subsidized. Membership charges of various export promotion councils. Financial assistance to integrate MSE into GVC. Reimbursement of 80% or 20,000, whichever is less, in a financial year for MSME for getting membership of any export promotion council. Then for testing charges, we are reimbursing 80% or up to 1 lakh rupee, whichever is less, for getting tested your product from any NABL accredited laboratory and license or certification fee from BIS in a financial year. Then bank loan processing charges, reimbursement of 80% or up to 1 lakh rupee, whichever is less, on bank loan processing charges, which are normally 1 to 3% charged by the bank. Bank charges for performance bank guarantee. If you want to participate in any government tender, then you need to submit performance bank guarantee. So bank guarantee charges are levied by the bank. So in this case, 80% or up to rupees 1 lakh rupee, whichever is less, is paid by a national SC/ST hub to SC/ST entrepreneur. Membership fee of B2B portal. As I've already told you that we have a portal called MSME Mart, where registration for SC/ST entrepreneurs is giving discount up to 80% for registration. Training fee of top 50 management institutes. Reimbursement of 90% or up to 1 lakh rupee, attending up to 2 training courses from top 50 management institutes identified by Ministry of Human Resource Development. So these are some of the schemes which NSIC is running in state of Madhya Pradesh. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Gaurav Kaushik. I represent MCX, Multi Commodity Exchange of India Limited. And first of all, I would like to congratulate ET for this MSME program, Regional Summit Indore. And thanks again to ET for inviting and participating with MCX, inviting us for, to share our views with the MSMEs. And the tagline, enabling futures-ready MSMEs is very important. We are talking about future. Future is uncertain. And MCX, if uncertainty is there, we need to take an insurance for the uncertainty, be it outward sales time or the inward raw material prices. At MCX, we offer a mechanism called hedging, which acts as an insurance for raw material pricing, because right now the changing global scenarios, the prices of the raw material has become very volatile. So I'll share what the mechanism of hedging is, something about MCX, and how we can best use the exchange for our own safeguarding our profit margins. Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited as MCX started in 2003. We have 2 decades of experience now. It is being governed by SEBI, it's the Securities Exchange Board of India, which also governs all the stock exchanges, namely NSE and BSE, as well as NCDX. All these exchanges are being covered by under SEBI. We commenced operations in 2003. Over a period of time, a lot of things have improved in terms of our product line, in terms of our participants, in terms of instruments being traded on the exchange platform. If we talk about product line, we have product segments like bullion segment, we have a base metal segment, we have energy segment, which includes crude and natural gas, and also agri segment, which has cotton and mentha oil, which are being traded on the exchange platform. In terms of participants, we talk about initially when the exchanges were given approvals, they were only traders, corporate hedgers, and some market participants were allowed to trade. But over a period of time, gradually banks have been allowed to participate on the commodity exchanges. FPIs have been allowed to participate. Now, recently, alternate investment funds have been allowed to participate in commodity exchanges now. So now here is a whole gambit of people who are participating. In terms of if we talk about product line in front of products which are being offered. Initially, when we started in 2003, it was only futures. If you wanted to trade on a commodity exchange, only futures were available to trade. Over the period of time, options have been approved by SEBI as well as indices. So now the product basket, the investor and everything is full, and it is upon us as an MSME how we can best take advantage of the MCX as a platform. In terms of regulatory framework, the main regulator is SEBI, and he lays down all the rules and regulations for the commodities and the stock markets. MCX is the major commodity, is one of the biggest commodity exchange in India, and we control around 96% of the market share. Yeah. Now, as these tagline says, enabling futures-ready MSMEs. It is primarily involved upon first we are talking about base metals contracts, also known as non-ferrous contracts. It includes copper, zinc, nickel, aluminium, and lead, and they have extensive industrial usages, and they might be available. They are region specific, but used pan-India. So even in India, in MCX also, what we are trying to create is, like Modi ji says, one India, one price. We are trying to create that thing in MCX. We are trying to create a benchmark prices for all the commodities. Our forte commodity, gold and silver, is a benchmark pan-India. You go to any jeweler, and you talk about MCX prices, he knows it. He will just add his own making charges, and that is the final price. The same success story what we have done in gold and silver, we are trying to replicate in all the base metals contracts, and the factors influencing the market. You all belong to industry, and the factors which in fact the most you have the baseline is raw material. The raw material is, if it becomes volatile, if pricey, it hits on the margins of your balance sheets. So the major factors influencing the markets are, first is economic factors such as industrial growth, recession, and inflation affect metal prices. If supposedly, if some economy is going into recession, the demand for that particular base metal or non-ferrous metal will go down, and that will hit you badly in your balance sheets over there. So what I'm trying to say is that exchange has given a mechanism called hedging, which if all the MSMEs use, it will give an insurance to their price fluctuations for the raw material. Then is commodity specific events such as construction of a new production facility. It suddenly, if the demand remains the same, new production facility coming in, the supply will increase. New consumers, unexpected mine or plant closure, like for copper, Chile is the major production country in the world. Suddenly, if there is a strike in copper, the prices of copper will go up. And if we are not hedging, and if we have not taken a position on the M6 platform, then it will have hit hard on our margins, because our selling price, we cannot change it daily. So if selling price remains the same, and if the price are very volatile, the margins will have a hit. So to safeguard that thing, I think we need to hedge our positions on the exchange platform. Then geopolitical events, US-China trade war, it is happening for a long time right now. Again, the most recent is Russia-Ukraine war. It has hit countries very bad. If it is hitting the countries bad, it is hitting the SMEs and the industry also very bad. So, it makes the hedging an utmost important tool just to safeguard our prices and so that it should not hit our margins and make our books profitable year round. Hedging. So I have been saying this word for almost 10, 12 times now. So now I come to hedging. What actually hedging is? For example, you are an importer and you use nickel for your production of in your production unit. The risk for you is, once I have imported, when the material is in transition, suddenly if the price goes down, what happens to me? If the price goes down, at the price what I've imported, my price goes down, I'm having a hit at my balance sheets. So just to safeguard that thing, you need to take a counter position on the exchange. Supposedly, if I bought the material, you need to sell on the exchange platform till the time the material has not landed at your store or at your facility. That is called hedging. So that means I am only taking a price insurance of the material which is in transit, so that even if the price fluctuation happen during the transit, my margins are protected. This is called hedging. This is a very basic value chain with what we are talking about. Say, be it miners, refiners, product manufacturers, recyclers, and it is a full cycle. And each and every one, if you see, it's a market price. So wherever price is listed, wherever price is there, we are at the influence of the market volatility. So what we are trying to say is, it is not necessary that I have to be the initial purchaser or the final seller. It is the whole value chain. If we are dealing in a commodity in which price fluctuations are happening, and if we are not going for a hedging mechanism, or if we are not ensuring our prices for the raw material, we are taking a great risk, which will result finally be seen in the balance sheet at the year end. So just to protect that thing, we need to, and how to protect that, then in that sphere, M6 comes into the picture. It says need for efficient price discovery. M6 is a beautiful mechanism. Over here, n number of buyers and n number of sellers meet up at an exchange common platform and they trade. So, it is not a price of Indore or not a price of Bhopal, but it is pan-India price. A pan-India price which is acceptable to all. If somebody tries to manipulate, if jacks the prices up, sellers will come in the market to bring it down, which is at a neutral level. And if somebody manipulatively makes the prices downwards, then again the buyers will come in the market, and they will make the market neutral, so that it will reflect the actual market price. And that is the beauty, which is what I'm saying is actual price discovery. There are n number of buyers and sellers. It is not being controlled by a single or a multiple of people following a cartel. It is not possible on the exchange platform, especially in international commodities. Then comes a platform of hedging, already shared, and a scope of delivery as a last resort. When we started M6 platform, all the products except for gold and silver were not delivery based. All the base metal contracts were not delivery based. At that time, a lot of corporates complained that there should be a last resort for delivery. Now, with the SEBI coming in the pictures for the last 5-6 years, all products except for crude oil and natural gas are deliverable on exchange platform. So even if we want to buy a product on MCX, you can buy and take delivery also. If you feel that this product line which I am using is as per the grade and the requirements of the exchange, you can buy from the exchange platform also. Why we are talking about hedging? This is an average daily volatility M6 aluminum prices. Or if you talk about, annualized volatility, 2016, it is around 14.95%. And over the years, you would see it is, it is hovering around 15 times. Sometimes like 2023 is around 28%. So if the raw material prices are fluctuating 28.15%, you can well imagine how badly it can hit your books. It's simply given an example. If if you do an annual turnover of 100 crores, and if the underlying commodity aluminium has a volatility of 28%, you are playing a game of 28%, which you don't know whether it will happen to you or not happen. Is God's wish if you're not hedging. So these examples clearly demonstrate the essence and the importance of hedging of MSME or SME on an exchange platform. Similarly, as aluminium, we have copper. We have done for copper also. Again, you can see from 2016-17 to 2023, the average volatility at the high it went to 30%, and now it is again hovering on 21%. So again, again the same example, 100 crores volume, if the underlying is 21% volatile, we are having at a risk of 21%. So what to do? What is a commodity risk? If we are traditional, we will say, we buy at every price and it can go away. We assume systematic risk. What we lose today, we might make it next time. But it is a good wish what we are trying to do. And it might happen, and it might not happen. And if the person to whom we are competing is hedging, he'll eliminate you from the system, because he is able to mitigate this risk. So manage risk, price risk, and lock raw material prices using futures contract. So at exchange platform, all the base metal contracts, we have monthly contracts, and consequently we have 3-month running contracts. So for example, today we are sitting in July, and if we want to see the price of August, September and October, I can go to the screen and see the price, what is happening at that time. And if I have orders lined up for say October also, I can hedge my position on the exchange platform. Hedging participants. Now, somebody is one of you. All the industry, either is an importer, exporter, or the consumer is a part of the system. Now, if I have given an example of importer, you import, it is in transit. If the prices go down, you take a hit. For the counter is exporter. Now, if I have taken an order and suddenly the prices go up, because I have not purchased, I have only quoted, and my quotation is accepted. If the prices go up, again it's hit my margins. So eventually, what we are trying to say is, if you whatever positions you are taking in the physical market, you need to take a counter position on the exchange platform to mitigate the risk of adverse price volatility. That can automatically safeguard your risk margins and safeguard your balance sheet. What contracts are available on exchange platform? I have already shared aluminium, copper, zinc, nickel and lead. The trading unit over it mentions 5 ton for aluminium, copper is 2.5 tons, zinc 5 tons, nickel 1.5 and lead 5 tons. And the price quotation is in 1 kgs. So, depending upon the requirement and the nature of tenure of your, you want to book your pricing in the current month, next month or new month, you can take positions on the exchange platform. Aluminium is ex-warehouse Raipur. This is important because in case you want to take deliveries from the exchange platform also, it is ex-warehouse Raipur. Copper, zinc and nickel are ex-warehouse Thane, Maharashtra, and lead is ex-Chennai. These are the primary delivery centers, and one of the most important aspect of these is that all the material which is being delivered on the exchange platform is LME grade. It is not local grade. LME grade materials which are being traded on LME, and the suppliers which are being recognized by LME, only those materials are being traded and deliverable on the exchange platform of MCX. But how is it helpful? You know, a lot of people you might be seeing, might be analyzing LME prices, but they are in dollars and the quantums is on a higher side. In India, what we are offering unique is we are giving you a contract which is rupee denominated. So you need not to churn out dollars for hedging. You can just sit down with your own money in rupee terms, you can hedge your positions on MCX, and you need not to go outside India for hedging the positions over there. Similarly, the previous slide showed all the mega contracts. We have launched minis also for the same, because there might be MSMEs who have requirements less than 5 ton of, say, aluminium or lead or zinc. We have launched mini contracts, aluminium, lead and zinc. These are 1 ton contracts, everything remaining the same. But you can, in the multiples of 1 ton, you can hedge your exposures on the exchange platform. Again, the same thing, all are delivery based, and the material being delivered is again LME grade material only. We have also, this is a snapshot of what I have discussed, copper, lead, nickel, zinc, along with your mini contracts over here. We have also got approval for launch of steel contracts from SEBI. Most likely in a coming month we'll be able to launch it. Again, it will be for the terms of quality. It is FE 500 quality of steel. It is TMT bars. We are going to launch TMT bars for trading on M6 platform, and people like who are manufacturers and the builders who actually consume them, they can use the M6 platform for the purpose of hedging as such. Commodities, like I have shared it, already shared, primary delivery center for aluminium is Raipur, but we have a 4, Thane is also there, Palwal, Chennai, Kolkata, all the major trading centers, we have delivery centers for all the commodities, and the major purpose is, exchanges, it is the last resort for delivery. It is hedging primarily happens is that you are only, taking an insurance on your price risk. Once the material comes down to your warehouse or your factory, you scare off your position. But in case you find that the material available on the exchange platform and the prices are way below the spot markets prevailing, you can come to the exchange platform and take deliveries. During COVID, when the transportation and logistics were all standstill, exchange was the only place where all the people whosoever concerned with this material, they booked their prices, they booked their material, and they got deliveries. And that is the confidence people started giving, because the quality of material they got from M6 platform were really up to the mark, and now this will reflect on this thing. Total metal delivered on the exchange platform is 83,325 tons. It is divided between all the different commodities, but people have confidence, and we are able to create that confidence and that trust building in terms of among the corporates, that the product available on the M6 platform is of quality and LME grade, and they can use it at such a level. These are some of the linkages which you can use in terms of spot markets of the warehouse charges, and if you want to come to the exchange platform for deliveries, or even to check about the warehouse and the quality of the material, or you want to check how much stock is lying. We release the data of how much stock is lying every day. It is updated every day, so whosoever wants to check upon the availability of material at the warehouse, they can just click on these links, and you will be able to get the information. I'll end my presentation here. I'll be very happy to take any questions from your end. If you have anything to, any queries regarding the same thing, I'll be very happy to, take queries and answer if possible from my end.
Yeah, hi Gaurav. My name is also Gaurav. Gaurav, you mentioned MCX being in existence, I think, almost close to 2 decades.
Right.
Right. And but I have seen in last 20 years, most of the investor or whatever you call a speculator use this platform like just to manipulate the prices. I just want to ask a minor question basically. What would be the total percentage of your total contracts which you can say reach up to the delivery actually?
It's a very pertinent question. Yes.
Yeah, just to understand basically,
Yes.
just to get
See,
an idea.
globally, if we talk about global benchmarks, all the commodities on exchange platform, which M6 is a metals and an energy exchange, so all the metals are internationally linked, so it's a global market. So manipulation happening on exchange, especially for the global commodities, is very, very difficult to do. A handful of people cannot do it. Be it crude oil, be it gold. Gold, you cannot simply come and jack up 1,000 rupees or jack down 1,000 rupees. Very difficult because it's internationally linked. We take clues from international markets. Not we, the participants. Be it hedger, be it arbitrager, be it speculator. They take clues from the international market and then they trade on M6 platforms. So manipulation to do, and we do a annual turnover of almost 1 lakh crores. So at a high volume game, if you want to manipulate, it's very difficult. In terms of deliveries, what you have asked, see the global standard, even LME and COMEX, which are US based and London based exchanges, they are very, very old systems in the same regime, and over there it is only 0.8 to 1%. Although we are better than them, as Indian market, Indian psychology is different. If they buy, they want to buy raw material also. I have written in the presentation as a last resort, but some of the people enter the system because it is not the last resort. They actually want to buy it out because if the product quality is good, they want to buy it out. So even then also the delivery volumes which happen is around 1 to 2% only maximum. It is not beyond that because people are here only to risk insurance against their risk of pricing only. If they think at the end that the prices or whatever they're offering on the exchange platform is way below the spot market which they're prevailing, so they might or might not take delivery. That is the only, but eventually it is around 1%, which is the basic norm globally. I hope I am able to answer your query.
Just a small question. So basically you mean to say most of the people are maybe using this platform for price discovery or just hedging their risk basically.
Yeah.
As you
Corporates, yes. Corporates, yes.
Most of the you can say industrial player or most of the investor also basically.
Yes.
So you can call it speculator or manipulator, whatever you want to say. That's a different
Sir,
thing.
manipulator is a very, very, very hard statement to
Very
make.
hard statement, definitely. I should not use this kind of word. Now most of the people know India is a commodity-starved economy. Now MCX. 1%, only 1% you can say reach up to the final contract. But what you see basically next 3-5 years down the line, how you can participate basically in a meaningful manner, so that more and more people participate basically, so that contracts reach up to the basically final level.
See, you will be amazed to hear. We have a contract called LED, which is trading on the exchange platform, and during the fag end of the monthly contracts, the open interest which is left over there, majority of the open interest which results into delivery is coming to Indore. Participants who are using battery, there are a lot of people who, in Indore vicinity who are manufacturing batteries. In battery, there is a lead is used. So if they are finding the M6 prices and comparing with the spot market of particular day, if they find the prices are liquidative on MCX, they are buying it out. And they are not buying it for once or 2 months. It's a regular phenomena. That means slowly and slowly, the corporates or the SMEs are accepting the fact that yes, it is required for hedging. And if need be, if I am able to get a good product of the material at a better price, why not buy from the system? So I think, with the SEBI coming into picture, confidence has come in the market more and more. With deliveries coming in the picture, yes, more confidence has been there because the prices, the corporates think it is more realistic prices now, and with the number of participants, initially there were only either arbitrageurs, traders, you say speculators or hedgers, but now FPIs have been allowed. It means institutional players have been allowed to enter the market. Mutual funds have been allowed to have exposure in commodities also. So going forward, the volumes as well as the market pie will increase n number of times, and that will also, if the number increases, the actual market, we have seen 283,000 tons of material being delivered. It's a huge quantity. Even in case of cotton, we normally deliver 2 lakh bales. अगर यहाँ पे इंदौर के लोग हैं जानते होंगे कॉटन के बारे में, गांठें होती हैं कॉटन की, तो 2 लाख गांठों का डिलीवरी हुआ है एक बार नहीं 2-3 बार हुआ है. So people have trust on MCX and the quality they have in their warehouses, because end of the day it is only the manufacturer or the end user who is going to take delivery from there. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very much to all our esteemed panelists for this valuable knowledge sharing session and for deep diving into industry-specific insights and real-world learnings to benefit MSMEs. With this, we come to the end of the Indore edition of the ET Make in India MSME Regional Summit 2023. Thank you so very much once again to all our esteemed speakers, our partners, our participants who represent the Madhya Pradesh MSME ecosystem. We hope you find this a valuable knowledge sharing and enabling experience, and we wish you the very best as you chart the next wave of your growth. Do follow the economictimes.com for more such MSME focused initiatives, including the ET MSME Awards 2023. We now invite everyone for lunch and networking. Thank you so very much for putting the precious time out. A big round of applause for ourselves, everyone. Thank you so very much.